We are the Gujarat Technological University. Since its inception over a decade ago, GTU has been empowering young and curating minds to realize their true potential. Over 4 lakh inspired students are enrolled with one of the premier academic universities in India. With more than 450 affiliated colleges in its fold operating across 5 zones of the state, GTU, the International Innovative University, your place to move forward.
Hello students, myself Dr. Rupali V. Goyal, Assistant Professor in Civil Engineering Department, SVIT Basel. Today I am going to cover topic of laying and testing of sewer, which is included in BE Civil Engineering 6th semester for subject of Water and Wastewater Engineering, having subject code 2160604. So there are various steps involved in laying of sewer that are listed here. First is setting out work, second alignment and gradient, third excavation of trench, timbering and dewatering, fourth is laying and jointing of sewer, next is hydraulic testing of sewer. Without testing of sewer you cannot make it an operational condition, and the last, if all the tests are done okay, then you can go for the backfilling, and then after you can start with the operation of actual sewer. So now one by one we will setting out work. So setting out work is nothing but it is the also called as the ground tracing. So it is the process of laying down the excavation lines. ग्राउंड के ऊपर एक्सकेवेशन लाइन मार्क करना है, एंड ऑल्सो यू हैव टू मार्क द सेंटर लाइन ऑन द ग्राउंड बिफोर एक्चुअल एक्सकेवेशन वर्क इज स्टार्टेड. So generally before this setting out work, L section, that is called as the longitudinal section of the sewer lines that are prepared, and first you have to mark the position of manhole on ground, and it is general practice to lay the sewer line between the 2 manholes at a time. So manholes first you have to mark. The setting out in the sewerage is carried out starting from the tail end and processing upward. So generally this tail end means last end, means suppose the sewer that is going to discharge its wastewater in treatment plant. So you have to start from the outfall sewer, the last sewer which is discharging wastewater into sewage treatment plant. So the advantage is that if you are starting from the tail end can be useful for the utilization of the tail sewers even during the initial period of construction. पीछे वाला अगर आपको यूज़ करना चाहो तो आप यूज़ कर सकते हैं. That's why the work is progressed from tail end to upward end. Now for setting out method, there are 2 methods used. So in the first method, the center line of the sewer may be marked on drawing on ground पे. So here in this figure you can understand this is the center line of sewer which is shown in plan, and as per that it is marked on ground. Then after the offset line is offsetted from the center line. So the next line that you have to mark, that is called as the offset line. So here this offset line is shown. So this offset line is generally marked at the distance of, suppose this B is the width of sewer. So this B by 2 plus 0.6, B by 2 plus 0.6, that much meter that you have to add in, and you have to again mark another line that is generally called as the offset line. Then pegs are driven along this offset line. So here you can see this is the position of pegs. So pegs are at the interval of 15 meter or more than that, that can be marked. Then temporary benchmark should be established on the offset line. So here temporary benchmark is generally marked on the offset line at the interval of 200 to 300 meter to carry forward the levels. So this is the first method which is using the peg and marking the offset line, and once this offset line is marked, the actual excavation work can be done with reference to this center line, and here at one position this soil, this particular area is used to store the excavated soil that you can dump on the other side. So one side is peg and another side is space for excavated soil. Now in the second method, 2 vertical posts are driven into the ground. So here you can say this one vertical post and second vertical post, these 2 are inserted in the ground at the distance which is known to you from the center line. So this is your center line that is marked, and apart from this, these 2 are provided at the ground. Now the one horizontal rail which is known as the side rail. So here in this figure you can see this is your sight line that is containing your sight rail is fixed between these two posts at some convenient height above the ground level, and such posts are erected at a suitable interval and the cord is drawn between these two. So this kind of cord, this cord, it will represent your center line, and accordingly you have to go for the center line work. So in this figure you can see this vertical post, this is called as sight rail. So these two are very important for setting out work, as well as they are used for the next process that is called as alignment and gradient. So to have the proper alignment and to have a proper gradient of seaver, you have to utilize two equipment that are called as boning rod. So in this figure the boning rod is shown, and second is sight rail. So here this is generally called as sight rail. So boning rod or a traveler, it is a vertical wooden post which is suitably shod with the iron shoe. So generally at the bottom the iron shoe is provided here at the bottom, just to put it at the invert of the seaver, and it is fitted with the crosshead. So here in this figure you can see both the boning rod and sight rail. So for doing this alignment and gradient, modified levels of invert, because you are knowing the invert level as it is mentioned in your particular drawing. So basically this bottom of the seaver, that is generally termed as invert lever. So this invert, they are generally known to you. So that modified invert as per the vertical length of your this boning rod, you have to mark on the L sections, and these modified levels are marked on the sight rail. So this is your horizontal sight rail over which you can mark your modified levels, and thus an imaginary line which is parallel to your proposed seaver line, it is obtained. So complete imaginary line you can obtain with the help of this boning rod. So this shoe, this iron shoe, it should touch to this bottom level, and this modified level that is marked at the top. So in this figure here you can easily this length of the boning rod, this is generally prepared as per the length equal to the height of the sight rail above the invert level of the seaver, and this boning rod which is modified level, which is marked over here in the crosshead or sight rail, that is to be maintained by touching this shoe of the boning rod at the invert of the particular seaver, and this boning rod can move to and fro in the trench so as to give the invert line on the prepared bed of the seaver. So here in the plan you can see both this is the cord showing the center line, then this sight rail that is connected with the now here on this whatever I have discussed, the actual figures are shown. So these two levels that are to be kept at two positions, and with the help of this level you can mark all the modified level over this sight rail, and by adding actual invert level plus the height of the boning rod, and this way you can proceed further for the laying of seaver. So here this is the actual figure of sight rail and boning rod. So next is after doing the setting out work and alignment and gradient, once it is achieved, next is to go for the excavation of trench. So if certain road pavement is there, then it is to be removed, and this excavation work can be done either manually by labor or by using some machinery that is already you are knowing, that is power shovel, boom or bucket excavator, etc. So this actual excavation work is to be carried out, and generally this trench is excavated between two manholes at a time, and then seaver is laid between them. So the width of this trench at the bottom is generally kept 15 cm more than the diameter of pipe. जो भी diameter है उससे थोड़ा आपको extra space रखना पड़ेगा, and this here you have to fill it with the bedding material, and this way you have to go for the laying. So next is timbering of trench. So that is a part of excavation only. So when the depth of the excavation trench it exceeds 1.5 to 2 meter, and excavation is made with the side vertical, it becomes necessary to support the side just to avoid the that collapse of your side by the sheeting and bracing. So there are various methods of timbering which supports your sides: stray bracing, box sheeting, vertical sheeting, runner sheeting, and sheet piling, that you have already learned in second year subject of building construction. So here figures are there that are showing for this excavation how this timbering work is done to support your particular excavation. So here it is in the form of horizontal and vertical sheeting. So various timbering methods that can be applied just to avoid this collapse of the side of your excavation trench. Next is dewatering of the trench. So here also during excavation, if depth is excessive, in that case if the area is in the high water table region or some waterlogged areas are there, so a very problematic things may arise. Water oozing in the trench, નીચેના સાઇડ્સથી પાણી આવવા માંડે, and that will become very bad site for working. So in such case timbering is provided, it will become loose and also it will collapse. So we have to avoid this entry of water inside your excavation. So for that different methods are used, and already in this particular semester you are having all this method that you are going to learn, that is ditches and sump, well point system, shallow well system, deep well system, vacuum method, electro-osmosis method. So these are all the methods that is to be that are to be applied depending upon the site conditions. Now next is fourth point, that is laying and jointing. So now actually you have to bring your that sewer pipeline on the site, and you have to actually put it with the help of this machinery. So smaller pipe length of size less than 40 centimeter that can be directly handled by masons. Masons का help लेके आप उसको directly excavated part में डाल सकते हो. But larger pipes they cannot be lowered with the help of masons, so that should be lowered by passing the ropes around it, and machinery may be required. So here this machinery that is connecting with the rope that is used for inserting this particular sewer in the excavation. The sewer lines are laid from the lowest point with their socket end facing upward. So generally in sewer, this is your socket end. So in this socket end, the spigot end is inserted, it is facing upstream. In this way, spigot of each pipe can be easily inserted in the socket of already laid socket end, and you can move further. So here some actual pictures of all this laying part is shown, how the machinery with the help of which you can lay your particular, and here this is manually how the laying can be done. Next after laying, hydraulic testing of sewer is to be done, and before putting it into service, it is very essential to test it for different criteria. So first is test for the straightness and obstruction. So straight है कि नहीं, कोई obstruction है कि नहीं, that you have to check. Water test, water leakage तो नहीं है, smoke test and air test. These are the tests to be carried out. So first we'll discuss the test for the straightness and obstruction. So if suppose this sewer line is already laid, and then after this sewer line is to be tested, then you have to place a mirror at one end per mirror. Suppose આ end પર તમે mirror મૂકી દો, and the lamp at the other side, and આ side પર તમારે lamp મૂકવાનો છે. If the pipeline is straight, the full circle will be observed. So if it is some obstruction is there, then that full circle may not be operated. So you may come to know that the obstruction has, so that you have to clear out. In alternate method, what you can do, you can pass a smooth ball of diameter 13 mm less than the internal diameter of the sewer. And then after, if there is no instruction in the form of yarn or mortar projecting through the joint, the ball this ball will roll down the invert of the pipe and emerge at the lower end. अगर इनकी तमे बॉल पास करो तो without any obstruction it may reach to second end. So that way you can check the straightness, and if any obstruction is there, then you have to clear that obstruction. Next is leakage test or water test. So this is used to check whether there is certain leakage in the sewer or not. So the sewer pipelines, their sections are tested between the manhole to manhole under a test pressure of about 1.5 meter of water head. A 1.5 meter water head पर हमारे check करवाना है. First of all, lower end of the sewer is plugged, and the other end is fitted with an air outlet pipe with stopcock, and then pipe is filled with water. Second end you have to fill with the water, and water level in the funnel is allowed to rise 2 meter above the invert level of the upper end, and water level is noted after 30 minutes. 30 minutes પછી તમારે પાછું water level observe કરવાનું છે. Some quantity of water may be lost, and water loss should not be more than 15 ml for small diameter and 60 ml for large diameter of pipe per centimeter diameter pipe per 100 meter. Then you can say it is safe from the leakage point of view. So here in this figure, this arrangement of this water test that is shown, how it is filled and how this water level is to be maintained. Next is smoke test. So generally smoke test is carried out for the drainage pipes which are located in building, and smoke is produced by burning the oil waste, tar, paper, etc. in the combustion chamber of the smoke machine. Smoke machine में smoke generate करो. The pipes are approved gas tight by the smoke test, which is to be conducted under the pressure of 25 mm of water maintained for 15 minutes. जो 25 mm वाटर प्रेशर 15 मिनट સુધી જો તમે મેન્ટેન કરી શકો તો યુ કેન સે દેટ ઇટ ઇઝ free from any difficulties related to smoke or gases. So here some more figures are there, how to generate the smoke and how to measure it. So next test is air test. So generally this air testing is required for the large diameter of sewer where sufficient quantity of water is not available. So for this pipe section is subjected to air pressure of 100 mm of water by hand pump, and if the pressure is maintained for 75 mm, the joint shall be assumed as water pipe. But when the drop is more than 25 mm, the leaking joint should be traced and treated to ensure the water tightness. So by doing such kind of water test with the help of machinery, you have to find out whether water leakage is there or not. So it is similar to not similar to water test, but it is to find out the leakage that we are using water, then it is called as water test, and if we are using air, then it is called as air test. Next, if all the tests are considered to be okay, then you have to backfill your pipeline. The backfilling, the excavated earth in the trench, the earth should be laid equally on either side of the sewer in the layer of 15 centimeter thickness, and each layer should be properly watered and well drained. And then backfilling is not done immediately after construction of sewer, तुरंत नहीं करना है. However, the earth filling above the crown of the sewer pipe should be done carefully, क्योंकि that is the top portion, and it is to be done by the hand shoveling in the layers and using the selected earth. And it is done after 7 days for precast pipe, and it is generally done after 14 days in case of cast in situ sewers after casting the sewer. So here the backfilling that is shown in the figure. So thank you very much. I hope that whatever contents I have shared, that will be useful to you in your examination. Thank you very much.